What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to another SLA video. Folks, we got ourselves normal Voltair, the commander of arrogance, WOBL, to cover as a guide. Now, many of you may have noticed the massive jump between the two different difficulties, right? We went from 1.2 to 1.25 on easy mode all the way over to 2.1 to 2.2. So that's a little under 1 million jump. That's huge. Now, assuming that this jump is accurate, we should probably see a 3 million hard mode. So with 2 flames. So this is actually going to be a lot harder than I thought, guys. Even though this is a much easier boss in terms of its length, it's going to be a much more difficult boss in terms of its gimmicks, and we want to cover exactly what to expect in normal mode, and then of course hard mode, and then eventually moving over to the POS version when it comes out. Now, before we continue on here, guys, I do want to remind everybody real quick while we're at it, the content creator program has restarted, folks. If you have not done so already, make sure you go ahead and join. It's simple, it's in every single description and every single comment, and it's pinned. Click that support button. I'll be sending out multiple codes to everybody throughout the entire season, so make sure you guys join. It's absolutely free, doesn't cost you anything, and if you do decide to spend some money, I benefit and you benefit from getting the free codes, and that is how that works. So guys, click that support, log in, and support your boy, and make sure you come join us as part of the support family. All right, now let's get into WOBL. I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown and in terms of what you should be expecting as a boss. Now, this is an interesting section here, and you can go with any of these that you want. I think this is one of the best things they've included, and then I will go ahead and add it here. Ferocious Protector's Core, you guys can see right there, it's going to be user's critical hit rate by 10%, and then right here you guys can see when the user's HP goes below, and then right over here the user's healing. Now, the only one we really care about is this specific critical hit rate break one. So these two are actually pretty good for 2 reasons. Number one, the ultimate skill damage is okay. That one's gonna be great for people like Thomas, Charlotte. It's gonna be great for like what's her name? Fire Girl with the swords. Kanae, I almost forgot her name. And anyone who does ultimates very often, this is going to be probably one you're going to replace them with. So people who use cores, you can use the core one or you can use this one. I highly recommend trying to go for this. There's also this one over here which grants a shield for basic attacks. And then over here, more importantly, the break one. So this here is actually going to be a very popular one to go with as well, especially for this WOBL. But if you're looking for more crit, this is also a really good one. For now though, we're gonna go ahead and start with this. And this is going to be normal mode guide to get you guys in and out of this fairly quickly and show you guys all the gimmicks and things you need to know about it. All right, let's get into it, guys. All right, ladies and gents, so we are here on normal mode. You guys can see we have 2 bosses, one to the left, one to the right, and then a shadowy figure, of course, we know as Voltair, on the in the middle, behind this curtain. So here's the things to note. These are all the rewards that you're going to be able to get: legendary cores, some leveling up cores, and more importantly, the newer stuff here, condensed energy 2 to go from level 15 to 20. Now, many of you can ask, Payne, what should I farm, hard mode Yogg, or should I farm this? Now, my opinion is if you already got all your cores that you want and you're hunting for the newer cores, obviously you want to farm normal mode here. You won't get as much experience points from normal mode as you would on hard mode Yogg, but you will get these condensed energies, which I don't think, if I'm correct, drop from there. I could be wrong, but I don't think they've added them. And if they have, that's fantastic. If we go back here, you guys can see it's not added. So just to keep that in mind, I mean, let's see, hard mode. Yeah, no, it's not there. So you are going to definitely want to do the Puppeteer normal mode or easy mode if you are going from 15 to 20, guys. It's very important. Okay, so Shadowblade Nest, there's 2 different things to remember. Number 1, you can change your reward anytime here you like, which is amazing. And number 2, over here, the Blind Recluse, they both have different elements that they're weak against. One is water and dark, the other one is water and light. And then up over here, he is going to be light and fire. So the main thing here to note is water is really good. So Frieren does play somewhat of a role here, but not a big one. And then of course, light works really well here. Light works really well here, and then dark works well here. So dark kind of has its place in one spot, but not anywhere else. One thing else also to notice is he does not have a break, so you don't even need to have a break unit in place here. You can use all dark DPS if you need to. And the main thing this boss does have as a gimmick is I think there's 2 of them. Number 1, you have to do basic attacks whenever he lights up, and I'll show you in the middle of the fight to stop him from continuing his onslaught of AoE. And then the other one is just pretty much to avoid some of his damage. He is a pretty heavy damage dealing boss, so we'll start off with this. We'll do mini first, just to kind of give you guys a general sense of how this goes. So we'll do alt next, raise our crits a bit, do this one. And Mini's great for this because she does have great moves that move around quite a bit and give her a lot of dodge, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do this, get Island here. Usually I want to start with Isla, to be honest, first, just to get your buffs in, but for now, you guys can see it's a lot of just dodging and a lot of hits. He does hit fairly hard, actually, for a boss, so just keep that in mind when you are doing this. Now, Sung Il-hwan makes this a lot easier because he does have a pretty crazy shield, right? So that's the main thing to remember. You see that shield is massive. Daddy over here will take care of business and does quite a bit of DPS himself. All right, let me actually remove my autos. We're gonna go ahead and do Alt. Go back in. And this guy does have quite a bit of HP. Don't be fooled by like the amount of like CP you have. Like this guy actually does have quite a bit of HP. So here we go. This is when you need to start watching his moves. Okay, so you guys can see he lit up there. Basic attacks. All right, that's what stops that from happening right there. So you do basic attack. Basic attack meaning basic hits, like not skills and stuff, actual hits. Okay, and if you don't do it, you can see how much he hurts right there. See, he tells you when to do it. So you just got to time that, guys. Make sure you do it, and when you do time it correctly, you guys can see here he breaks. You guys can do your ultimate and right back in it again with Isla and move around here. Now this is going to be an easy mode for normal for most of veterans, but honestly in hard mode I can see this guy hitting like a Mack truck and one-shotting some folks with some of his moves. So just keep in mind, guys, this is not an easy fight by any means, but it is one that is a lot of fun and it has different mechanics, and you guys can see here the shield that we're getting from all of this is really helpful because again he does a ton of AoE. Okay, so here you got to do quick strikes. We're gonna go and do our ult here. Get Isla in. Actually, Isla was probably a bad choice for this. There we go. Sung Il-hwan's a way better choice. I forgot for some of it, that's all. It's my bad. Okay, do our skills. Cast our ult. You guys can see here, he is disappearing. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Okay, so here we got a, what is it? With basic attacks. So we gotta knock these out of the way here, okay? So we're gonna knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Okay, we got them all. Perfect. So again, another gimmick, right? So just make sure you basic attack those. Very straightforward stuff, guys. Again, super fun fight in my opinion. Something different. And I have to admit, like they've done a great job with introducing these new bosses with a lot of cool mechanics and different things we can look forward to, right? So kudos to the devs on this fight. So there you guys go. Pretty straightforward, easy fight there. Just make sure you understand the mechanics. Basic attacks are your key here when it does those different gimmicks. Okay, so basic attacks will take care of that. You guys can see here we got ourselves 5 condensed energies now. Remember, you can craft those as well. Some EXP, again, a 20. We got 4 of these condensed energy ones, and then a couple epics. Unfortunately, no legendaries. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that one over to the next boss. Now, if you are looking for blessings, I don't do any WOBLs with blessings. I try to avoid that completely, but you can go for them. We're gonna avoid blessings. We're gonna go straight into Lanor, the dominant Recluse. And this one actually uses water and light. And remember, these are all hunter fights. Okay, so we're gonna use our water team on this one instead. And you guys can see here my Saren. This guy does have a break bar, by the way. Soren, Meilin, you can use Frieren, of course, for her, and then Cha. And over here we have ourselves the following setups, right? We have ourselves the Desire set, we have Blessing set, and then 4 Infamy, 4 Obsidian, and then of course the cores that are right there. So this is an easy one as well too, as long as you can break and avoid a couple different things. We're gonna go through this fairly quickly so you guys get this idea, and then we'll jump over to Voltair as the last boss, so you guys have a general sense of what his mechanics are and how to avoid some of the stuff. So he's gonna come in with his usual, like this Scorpion does this. See that little mechanic right there where you see the big red blinking light? Just avoid the damage. Very straightforward stuff. Okay, you guys can see here we are going to break. So first thing you want to do is of course break, and when you break with Saren, you get yourself your buffs back. We're gonna go ahead and do Alt. And right here we're gonna go into Meilin, get our debuffs up, get our buffs in, and then go in with Cha. Now you don't have to QTE, of course. I'm just QTEing because it's just extra damage. Here, this is where Frieren does help quite a bit for Cha. That shield she provides is actually very nice because you get yourself the pretty much not a super armor, but you get an effect that doesn't knock you back. And honestly, that's been one of Cha's biggest problems, is the fact that she has that knockback. Here we go, another jump. See, when he goes to the back, he does 2 things. He jumps up, comes down again, so double dodge, and then watch the AoE that's underneath your legs. Okay, so just make sure you can avoid all that there. Going back in with Cha again. All right, you guys see he does a breath attack that's straight. Here's the thing with Cha that's nice. She does have the ability to, okay, so this is, we got to destroy all the sculptures. She has the ability to, as I say it, to avoid a lot of the damage he does because of her skills of her cores, because the cores go around the opponent, right? You guys can see we're going right around him. So that's actually the beauty of her skills in this fight, because he does stand still a lot, and you can avoid a lot of the breath and all that other stuff that he does just by doing her core attacks. So very easy boss with Cha being leveled up and ready to go. But you guys see that's the first mechanic, is destroying the sculptures. The AoE damage is pretty straightforward to avoid. We're gonna go ahead and do this with Lin. Okay, so he's gonna go in with next. You can QTE right out of this as well. That attack is very easy to QTE out of. So let's try to save your QTEs for some invulnerability attacks, right? Just makes your life a little easier. Okay, we didn't get the full scope of our cores there. That's fine. We're gonna see him kind of go up in the middle, jump in again. Again, here's the AoE. Just avoid that, and another AoE coming in. Okay, so this we have to avoid the waves. We did the ult at a bad time there, but it's okay. So he's gonna go forward. You guys can see he hits really hard when he does that move. Right, so he's gonna do another one. There it is right there. You guys can see the waves kind of coming in. We're gonna go ahead and do our ult. This can paralyze him, by the way. I don't know if it stops the move, but I think he's going under, so we're gonna miss that one. It's unfortunate, but it's okay. Okay, he is very tanky, by the way. Like, he's got a ton of HP. So just make sure you guys can avoid the simple mechanics there of that wave section, and you should be fine. All right, so we got to go behind the sculptures in this one. It's very large. You can see it. Now, he does also do a lot of the AoE in front of you. There's another sculpture there. Where's he coming from? Probably this side. There's two of them right there. Boom, break. Super easy. The biggest issue with that whole section is the fact that it's kind of hard to see the sculptures. I believe they're one on top and one on the bottom. So just look around a little bit. You should be able to see them. There's that. See that wave again? That hits you, knocks you back. That's really Cha's biggest issue. And this is why kind of Frieren is good for her in that regard. But honestly, still not worth it in my opinion to summon for her for a shield unless you're a really big fan. Honestly, I feel like Frieren will be much better in the future. Either she, like I said in the testing, she's either bugged or there's definitely like something wrong with her kit that isn't functioning as it should. All right, we're gonna see in the middle. He's gonna jump up, down. There we go. Our turn to go around. Use the brakes to stop him. Yeah, sure, we can break here. Okay, just alt here and finish it off. Didn't even need to use a break there. We could have just actually killed him with this. So there you guys go. So a couple of mechanics, right? Mostly avoid AoEs. That wave mechanic, just watch the waves around you. Again, the screen isn't far enough for you to kind of see those waves, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. But it is available to, I mean, it is pretty easy to do. And then also the sculpture one, right? So once you've completed that, you're off to the main event. So let's jump in here and do this one. Now this here, of course, you do it with Sun Janu. You guys can see here, yeah, I got fire and I've got myself light. So there's a couple of different ways to do this, guys. You can do this with the new Himmel sword if you want. You can use the new fire weapons if you want. There's many ways to approach this. You can use double down and light instead of fire. So again, there's a lot of multiple ways to get the job done here. So detonation, kick. Now the main thing to remember, you are going to need some breaks, right? So depending on what you want to do here, this one here, for example, is a fantastic one to use. This one here gives you invulnerability, multi-shadow. This over here has this fire one that you can use as well. So there's a couple good breaks you can go with. We can go with either or of these ones, or honestly even with this one if you want, or even with this decimation to increase your crit damage. So it depends on what format you want to use. Now the staff is really good for this fight, so we can go ahead and show you a couple different ways. Now the staff and the Himmel sword are probably going to be a great combination for this. It will increase the staff's potential quite a bit. Or you can, if you don't have the Himmel sword right now, you just want to feel like using the Gold Tail Fox, feel free to do that. I still believe this is still a really good option as well. As long as you put like some sort of a weak wind break in there, like you use Vacuum Wave, for example. Even though he's resistant to it, it's not that big of a deal. It'll still pop off and the staff will do insane amounts of damage. Or you can use the fire skills that you have, right? Or the fire weapons that you have. So we'll go with fire for now. Now because we do have the fan, I don't have to really put a break in. I can go ahead and put detonation in there. And what I can do in this case is also remove Thomas and throw in someone like Gunhee for an additional break as well, right? And that will actually help out quite a bit because he will be able to help me break this a lot quicker. So we'll do this here. We'll do the setup and I'll walk you guys through this whole fight. The main thing to remember with this fight is there are a little bit of AoE requirements. So that's really the main thing. All right, let's jump in here. So first thing he's gonna do is jump up. He's gonna toss a couple different things at you. Feel free to use your wind. We're gonna go ahead and do as much of the break as we can, and we're gonna focus on really breaking him as quick as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Gonna dodge. Try to save your fan for this part. Very important to do that. And make sure you have a break in there. Now you can also put your QTE breaks in to help you a bit, but this break is not that bad because you'll have Yuki up ready and to rock and roll here, right? So you can see here she's gonna help break, and if she doesn't, you have Gun-Hee next. There it is. Go ahead and do this. Do your kick to the bow. Oh, I did the wrong move there. That's my bad. Should have been bow first, but that's okay. Do min. A couple more attacks. You guys can see how much damage this does, right? And again, it's great to have Yuki in this. You can also use Stark. Obviously, Stark's a great option now that he's free, especially for newer players, because you're not gonna have maybe Yuki because you haven't, you weren't playing around the time. But right here, you guys can see he does hit hard. He does hit really, really hard. So keep that in mind as well. Like, you have to actually avoid. And also, honestly, guys, if you already have it unlocked, using ultimates at this point is smart too with the proper element. So that will help you guys also throw in a little bit of damage here and there. All right. So again, he does hit very, very hard. Okay. So just keep that in mind. He's not as easy as he seems. TP wise, the man does hit very, very hard. All right. So this part's annoying. We're gonna have a little bit of our enemies to kill. Okay, there's that one, that one. This is the part where I said you might want to have some AoE available to you. Okay, here we go. Make sure you kill these guys off. Use the kick. There it is. Now, I can see this being much more difficult on hard mode, guys. Like, way, way more difficult. Again, he's going to do his little AoE here. Just be careful. Don't stand in it. Pretty straightforward stuff again. Go ahead and use my. I use the wrong skill again. Okay. That's the first real big mechanic, right? So just killing those puppets. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of damage. Again, in a way, Roar is great here as well. Like you can use the new weapons if you want to. I'm using the bow because that's all I have right now. But okay, here we go. This part here is gonna require a little bit of controls. So look on top, you'll see some controls happen. Just follow the control pattern that's required. You have some time to do it. All right, so you guys can see it says up, left, down, right. Pretty easy. Don't get distracted by the big buttons. Look on the top where it shows the small buttons. That's what you're actually looking for, okay? Just so everyone's not confused. Again, using the wrong skill there, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. He's gonna hit really hard here, so be careful. Okay, that right there is actually his hardest hitting move, like that big strike that he does. There it is. He's gonna come down again. Right. Oh, see? Look at that. Look at that damage he just did. Insane. I have to avoid some damage there. He does hit really hard, guys. Like, I'm serious. Even on normal mode, even if you're OP'd up, like, he will hit hard. So just don't be cocky and just avoid some of the damage. But there you guys go. So yeah, I mean, on hard mode, he's definitely gonna one-shot us a few times. It's gonna hurt a lot. So be prepared for that. Even though we're above the threshold of the required power, I can see 3.1, 3.2 being the hard mode requirement, and I think it's gonna be fairly tough on us on hard mode. I was underestimating some of the hits that he was doing originally. Then I saw it on normal. I'm like, oh my god, this guy hits really freaking hard. But there you guys go. That's essentially the whole guide. Hopefully that gave you guys a hand. Of course, there's going to be a version here now for the hunters. Light and fire. Fire obviously will do really well with Fern, especially coming out. Light is a little bit underwhelming still. I would imagine Thomas, Gun-Hee, and Min are going to be your go-tos for this. Like this is probably pretty much the team you're probably going to run with, unless you will have a good fire team and then you run with fire. Kana with this will actually be really good as well because she does have that puppet section and probably will destroy this fairly easily. But for hunters, this is the team you want to go with. I'm going to use Desire. We're going to go with Blessing, and we're going to go with the Iron Will and Obsidian. We're going to give these guys what they need to get the job done. So give me a second here. Let me put this in here instead. And then we'll jump on and we'll give Gun-Hee, let's give him, we'll give him additional damage. Okay, so this is going to be the team I'm going to run with. Okay, so again, there's the setup, there's the TP, and this is the go-tos. So we'll see how Thomas does here. Now Laura is coming out next patch, right? And hard mode will be also coming in. So Laura is obviously going to be built for this to some extent. So keep that in mind, guys, when you are looking to build your light team, that Laura is going to be probably, I haven't used Gun He in a minute. It's probably going to be your go-to support over Min. So I don't know how much she's going to bring to the table, but I feel like she's going to be a pretty good support for this fight specifically. I feel like she's going to be built for this fight. So just do your things, get your breaks in. Again, nothing changes in the fight, right? And the beauty of this team is you don't really have to dodge. Like, he's not going to hit hard enough to really matter. And so because of that, you guys can kind of stand still and do your thing. Except for Min. Min's the only exception to that rule, of course. Min will get hit hard. But for Thomas and Gun He, because of their insane amounts of shields, they're pretty much going to eat up all the damage fairly easily, right? Gun He maybe a little bit more. Obviously, his shield's a bit bigger until Goliath mode. Obviously, Goliath mode is way bigger. But look at this. Like, we're barely even doing anything. Like, he's not even hitting us. Okay, we're gonna go in for this. Do one more Min transaction here, and get Thomas in. Remember, always with Thomas, try to go as maximum as you can, and then push out the ultimate before it's over. You guys can see we did a lot of damage there. Okay, gonna go in again. And Thomas will be great in the next phase because he has so much AoE, right? So you guys can see Hunter mode is not as bad with the light team. Light team's still pretty dominant here. At least I would say it is. Okay, here we go. It's gonna go in the middle. We're gonna go ahead and use Thomas here and just light some of these guys up. One down. He's gonna like one-shot a lot of these guys, so don't worry. I don't think he's gonna reach anybody here, but he might. Yeah, okay, he killed that one. No problem. Yeah, he's lighting these guys up, man. Like, super easy. Beauty of Thomas, man. He does still hit hard. He does still hit hard, so it's kind of nice. All right, here's the next part. We got a lot of time left with this team. Like, light's just killing it. Again, super easy with light team, a normal. So I mean, if you don't, fire's gonna take a lot more effort, I feel like, only because of like the fact that you have to dodge a lot more. There's a lot more survivability requirements. With light, you're just gonna stand still and essentially just knock this guy out the ballpark. Like, it's pretty straightforward stuff, right? And you can see, even though he hits Sun Janu super hard, like Thomas and Gun He just eat these things alive, bro. Okay, I don't know why he's in here. I wish they put Thomas in. That'd be kind of cool if he kind of took the spot of this, but the same mechanics apply. All right, so same thing here. Do the buttons. Again, don't be distracted by the big ones, guys. It's there just to show you that you have a D-pad or whatever, whatever you're using. In your case, it could be a keyboard. All right, so Thomas is out. And that's kind of crappy, so just keep that in mind. At the 30, I'd say 39%, 40%, he does this. You may want to consider saving your ult. You guys can see how I lost my ult, so the animation actually did cancel my ult out, which I think is silly. That never happen, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and transform, get our shield up. And this is going to be pretty much a cakewalk at this point, guys. Just get Gun He in here for a couple of additional buffs. Get Min in here for a little buff. Get Thomas back in, and then just call it. Just watch out for Obsidian, right? You need to stay above 40% MP to get the max damage out. So as long as you got that, you should be okay. That's gonna be over here anyways. All right, Thomas, finish it up, baby. There you guys go. So, quite honestly, I don't know if this was the intent. I don't know if they were purposely making Thomas really good in this, but he's made this pretty easy. I got to do more MP consumption next time. But there you guys go. Full guide on Voltair and WOBL normal mode with the full team. And hopefully that helps you guys put that together as a free-to-play player. Or pay to win, whichever one you want to do. I'm free to play on this account, so there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Remember to like, subscribe, and support your boy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.